Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for our 10:30 a.m. South Sudan news from GMK Media. But first, the headlines. Activists urges authorities to end harassment of journalists. MPs calls for decisive action over depreciation of South Sudanese pound. World Bank announces $30 million grant to South Sudan for agriculture. United States disappointed by South Sudan's lack of progress on election. South Sudanese refugees accuses Sudan Army of rights violations. News in details. A civil society activist has urged the authorities to cease harassing journalists, describing church action as a clear violation of the constitution. A lawmaker calls for action in response to the South Sudanese pound collapse against the US dollars in the foreign markets. The World Bank has announced a $30 million grant to support good agricultural practices, agroforestry, and natural resource management of farmers. And the United States has reiterated calls on the South Sudan government to make progress towards creating conditions necessary for genuine and peaceful elections in the country. While South Sudanese refugees in the White Nile state have accused the Sudanese army of arbitrarily arresting, torturing, and sexually assaulting citizens fleeing fighting and hunger in the other parts of the country. Thank you to end the news, but first the main stories. Activists urges authorities to end harassment of journalists. MPs calls for decisive action over the question of South Sudanese pounds. World Bank announces $30 million grant to South Sudan for agriculture. Thank you. Catch up next time. My name remains Topia Festo Richard from GMK Media.